Three-quarters of UN members recognize the State of Palestine, with major power France set to join them in September, following an announcement on 24th of July 2025 by President Emmanuel Macron. The war raging in Gaza since the Hamas attack on 7th of October 2023 has revived a global push for Palestinians to be given a state of their own. The action breaks with the long-held view of Western powers that Palestinians can only gain statehood as part of a negotiated peace deal with Israel. According to an AFP tally, at least 142 countries out of the 193 UN members have now recognized or plan to recognize a Palestinian state. They include most Middle Eastern, African, Latin American and Asian countries, but not the US, Canada, most of Western Europe, Australia, Japan or South Korea. Here is a quick recap of the Palestinians' quest for statehood. On 15th of November 1988, during the first Palestinian Intifada or uprising against Israeli rule, Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat unilaterally proclaimed an independent Palestinian state with Jerusalem as its capital. He made the announcement in Algiers at a meeting of the exiled Palestinian National Council, which adopted the two-state solution as a goal, with independent Israeli and Palestinian states existing side by side. Minutes later, Algeria became the first country to officially recognize an independent Palestinian state. Within a week, dozens of other countries, including much of the Arab world, India, Turkey, most of Africa, and several Central and Eastern European countries, followed suit. The next wave of recognition came in late 2010 and early 2011, at a time of crisis for the Middle East peace process. South American countries, including Argentina, Brazil, and Chile, answered calls by the Palestinians to endorse their statehood claims. This came in response to Israel's decision to end a temporary ban on Jewish settlement building in the occupied West Bank. In 2011, with peace talks at a standstill, the Palestinians pushed ahead with a campaign for full UN membership for a state of Palestine. The quest failed, but in a groundbreaking move on 31st of October of that year, the UN cultural agency UNESCO voted to accept the Palestinians as a full member, much to the dismay of Israel and the United States. In November 2012, the Palestinian flag was raised for the first time at the United Nations in New York after the General Assembly overwhelmingly voted to upgrade the status of the Palestinians to non-member observer state. 3 years later, the International Criminal Court also accepted Palestine as a state party. Israel's offensive in Gaza after the 7th of October 2023 attack has boosted support for Palestinian statehood. 4 Caribbean countries, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados and Bahamas and Armenia took the diplomatic step in 2024. So did 4 European countries, Norway, Spain, Ireland and Slovenia, the latter 3 European Union members. Within the European Union, this was a first in 10 years since Sweden's move in 2014, which resulted in years of strained relations with Israel. Other member states such as Poland, Bulgaria and Romania had already done so in 1988, long before joining the European Union. On the other hand, some former Eastern Bloc countries such as Hungary and Czech Republic do not or no longer recognize the State of Palestine. Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer called for a ceasefire in Gaza, saying such a move could put us on a path to the recognition of a Palestinian state and a two-state solution which guarantees peace and security for Palestinians and Israelis. Among other countries that could also formally express recognition, Malta, Australia and Canada have raised the possibility.